You were only 7 when your grandmother forgot your name. At first, it was just small things, misplaced glasses, forgotten birthdays. But over time, you watched her fade into someone you no longer recognized. That's when you asked your father a simple question. Why do people get old? He didn't know. But science does. And the truth? It's more terrifying and hopeful than you ever imagined. Aging isn't just about wrinkles, gray hair, or creaky knees. It's a slow biological collapse, quietly unfolding in every cell of your body every second, every breath. It starts with something called DNA damage. Every time your cells divide to replace skin, heal cuts, or build muscle, your DNA, your instruction manual, has to copy itself. But like a photocopier used too many times, errors creep in. And the more errors, the more your cells misbehave. Sometimes they stop dividing. Sometimes they become rogue agents. And sometimes they just give up. This wear and tear process has a name: cellular senescence. Scientists call these damaged cells zombie cells, because they don't die but they don't help either. They just sit there, inflamed, spreading toxins, damaging tissue around them. A silent riot within your body. But it gets even weirder. At the end of your DNA strands are things called telomeres. They're like the little plastic tips at the ends of shoelaces. Every time your cell divides, your telomeres shrink. When they vanish completely, the cell knows it's time to retire permanently. It's nature's way of keeping your DNA from unraveling into chaos. But it also means there's a built-in clock inside every cell, a countdown to old age. And guess what? Some people are born with longer telomeres. They live longer, heal faster, stay younger. Others? Not so lucky. Then there's mitochondria, the power plants of your cells. They create the energy your body needs to survive. But over time, they start to malfunction. They spew out free radicals, damaging molecules that attack everything in sight. And as your mitochondria falter, so does your strength, your endurance, your very will. It's not just decay, it's sabotage from within. Now, back to your grandmother. Her brain didn't just forget, it was eaten alive by tangled proteins called amyloid plaques and tau tangles. This is Alzheimer's, one of the cruelest faces of aging. But here's the twist. Some scientists now believe aging is not inevitable. That it's not just wear and tear, but a programmable process. And if it's programmable, maybe it can be reversed. Meet Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn, Nobel Prize winner. She discovered how telomerase, an enzyme, can rebuild those protective telomeres. In lab tests, she saw old cells act young again. Meet Dr. David Sinclair at Harvard. He believes aging is a disease and he's developing treatments to reset the biological clock. Mice with gray fur grew new black coats. Old mice ran on treadmills like they were young again. Their vision returned. Their hearts strengthened. The future? Human trials are already underway. But here's the ethical dilemma. If we stop aging, what happens to the world? To population growth? To retirement? To the meaning of life? If no one dies, do we stop living? You're older now. You understand things your 7-year-old self couldn't. That aging is the story of cells and sacrifice. That it's written in the language of proteins and decay. But also, hope. Because somewhere right now, in a quiet lab, a scientist is watching a mouse live longer than any mouse before. A gene has been edited. A cell rejuvenated. And maybe, just maybe, the answer to aging isn't in avoiding death but learning how to turn back time. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing content.